Heyho friends, welcome to my channel. In this video, I am going to show you my PVE build of Taekwon's collab hero class Sunlight. Sunlight is a DPS class that uses her kicks with a powerful sun energy to destroy her enemies. Even though her power comes from the sun, she can still use another element beside fire to improve her damage. But can this class compete with another PVE classes? Let's find out together. Before we start, don't forget to show some love, like and subscribe. Alright, let's do this! First of all, I'm going to show you how the stats should be distributed and which attributes are important for instances. Strength is your basic stats to boost your attack, so max this out. For Sunshine, thanks to her passive skill, every dex improves her attack and hit, so max this out too. You can put the remaining points to Fit for survivability, or In to boost your skill damage if you use Zenobia card. For Legend instances, you need following requirements. In the following, you can see all my stats and attributes. For hero class, you can max out all the skills. All the skills can be leveled up with skill points except for the core skill, which can be leveled up only by activating Rune's second line. Child of Golden Sun is Sunlight's core skill, allowing her to absorb sun energy called solar power and converting into penetration, magic penetration, and heal bonus. She can stack solar power up to 100 times, and at level 4 you gain anti-fatal in Scorching Realm state. At max core level, you can activate the Scorching Realm by yourself after reaching 50 stacks of solar power. Additionally, the stacks is increased to 200. Thanks to that, you can increase your penetration up to 140 with max stacks of solar power. Scorching Realm is your best buff skill, allowing you to negate all debuffs and increase both skill damage and movement speed. By activating the skill, you also deal one-time AoE damage. Additionally, in Scorching Realm state, her other skills are improved in some ways. This skill lasts 12 seconds, and after that, you can't attack for 3 seconds. Path of the Sun is your main DPS skill, dealing 5 times damage instantly per kick. You gain 1 stack of solar power from each kick, and after reaching 60 stacks, you can avoid physical damage and magical damage with a trigger rate of 50%. In Scorching Realm state, the attack will be double. Sunlight Crash is a 3-meter AoE DPS skill that can deal 2 times damage per skill and gain 5 stack of solar power. The skill ignores target's defense after reaching 80 stacks of solar power, and in Scorching Realm state, the AoE is increased to 6 meters. Sunlight's Grace converts your DPS element to whichever element you want. You even have the option Auto Element to select your element automatically according to target's element. With Sunlight's Blessing, you can tank enemies' attack by increasing 90% final damage reduction while healing for 5 seconds. Sunlight Ritual allows Sunlight to change the weather to sunny, increasing the damage dealt to dark and undead element targets and undead and demon race by 25%. Additionally, the damage to monsters will be increased by 1% for each stacks of solar power. This skill lasts 15 seconds, but if you are in Scorching Realm or have more than 100 solar power, the map stays sunny. Sunlight Wheel is the passive skill you need to regenerate solar power if you use skill. Sunlight Protection uses 1 solar power to block 99% physical or magical damage you receive every 0.5 seconds. The activation interval and solar power consumption are nullified during Scorching Realm. Solar Vigor is an additional damage caused by any kick skills that can ignore target's flee and damage negotiation. The skill itself is also based on target's lower defense stats and uses the current element Sunlight uses. Solar Flame Shower consumes solar power to deal Solar Vigor every 0.5 seconds and deals 10% more damage every second. Mind Eye Vision allows Sunlight to get immunity against darkness while gaining True Sight when dealing damage. In addition, this skill grants you 5 physical attack and 1 hit for every dex Sunlight has. In sunny weather, your teammates restore their max HP while yourself gain 20 solar power. This is my equipment overview of main and shadow equipments. To boost your damage, you can use Dragon Slayer as your offhand. Try to get Armor Breaker as high as possible for your enchant. In case you still need Ignore defense, you can use Vicious Wound. For offhand, you can use Alista, Thorsoul, or following card. For armor, I currently use Dream Ethos to boost my base element damage, especially my fire damage. Alternatively, you can use Soul Cage, Dragon Blood Armor, or Cursed Armor. Try to get Morale 3 or 4 to boost your Ignore defense. For cards, you can use following cards. For Garment, I choose Leather's Pauldron to boost both my Ignore defense and skill damage with VDI as enchant. Zenobia, Moonwolf, or following card can be used in Garment to boost your damage. I use these shoes to boost my attack and penetration. Alternatively, you can use Dominator War Boots or Fair Judgment. Try to get high PDI as enchant. There are some good cards for shoes like Moonistar, Edgastar, or Flute Star. As low budget alternatives, you can use Water Spirit or Rainbow Fall card. For accessories, I currently use Molten Fire to boost my fire element damage. Alternatively, you can either use Diamond Earring for penetration or Steel Ambitious for attack and physical damage. You need to get Sharp Blade 3 or 4 for your enchant to boost your attack and physical damage. Moonlight Tendry Star is a nice option for accessories. If you can get Devil Governor or buy a Beppo card, use them. Golden Sunlight Tome is the best weapon you should use for DPS build. The weapon increases your movement speed and element damage for every refinement the weapon has. It's also very important to get tier 5 as soon as possible to gain quicker stacks of solar power. In addition, Sunlight Crash First Hit can deal AoE damage too, in case the weapon is plus 15. Try to get Sharp Blade or Morale 3 or 4 to boost your melee damage or Ignore defense. For cards, you can use Drake Star or Minostar card to boost your damage. For headgear, I currently use Snowy Owl to boost my element damage. Alternatively, you can use following headgear. Try to get high strength in your enchant. For cards, you can use following cards or any penetration or damage related cards. Cute Blower is one of the best face headgear we have so far. Optimize this headgear by refining this to plus 6. Other face headgear that are useful are as follows. For enchant, you can go with Morale 3 or 4 or PDI. Ocean's Attachment is one of the best move headgear for PVE. You need to get at least plus 6 to maximize the damage bonus from this headgear. You can use Lightfoot, Glutonous Imp, or any penetration or damage related move headgear alternatively. Strength is the best enchant for this one. Currently, I use Rough Wing to boost my penetration and because the headgear has Morale 4 as enchant. To boost your damage even further, I recommend you to use Goodwill Gift Box or Chicken Eggs. For enchant, you can go with Morale 3 or 4. For tail, you can use any damage related tail headgear such as It's Too Late, Rock Bunny, or Beautiful Ensemble. Try to get Sharp Blade as high as possible to boost your damage. For shadow equipments, you can use following equipments. The enchant should be the same like the one for main equipments. For offhand, I recommend you to use Rosa Chain. Alternatively, you can use Pink Magic Bracelet or Skeleton Bracelet. For armor, you can use the Chosen's armor to boost your attack and physical damage. For garment, I choose White Duke's Mantue to improve my Igno defense and skill damage. I use Saint Mary's because the shoes are good shoes overall for both physical and magic user. Alternatively, you can use Little Fairies to boost your damage. For accessories, I recommend you at least to use Fox Teeth to get skill speed, which can improve your movement speed even only for a short time. Any accessories that are useful are as follows. For the attack mirror, you can use either Bilge's armor, combustible knife, or claw. For the defense mirror, you can use anything you desire. I choose Kado for more defense and magic defense. For the relic, I recommend you to use Horn of the Unyielding for better survivability, or Lot of Pain to boost your damage through penetration and higher element coefficient. For the attribute runes, you can put yours as shown below. For the advanced rune, you should prioritize to get all runes with second line to get max core level. Undying Sun rune increases the damage of Path of the Sun for every 10% movement speed you have. That's why it's important to improve your movement speed. Bestowed Radiance rune increases the selected element damage of Sunlight's Grace by up to 60% and by up to 30% for auto element. Solar Breakthrough rune improves the damage of Sunlight Crash by up to 50%. Sunrise Barrier rune allows you to gain solar power instantly after the end of Scorching Realm by up to 20 stacks. Sunlight's Mercy rune improves the duration of Sunlight's Blessings damage reduction effect. For Arcane runes, I recommend you to use following runes. Use White Blade rune to boost your damage against solo enemy. War Preparedness rune is a nice one to improve your survivability. With this rune and Sunlight's damage reduction skill, she can survive the damage she receives better. For the third Arcane rune, you can choose whatever you desire. I choose Scanning rune for survivability. For AC rune, you can like on all the rune points with guild contributions. In the following, you can see all attributes you can get from AC runes. Prioritize to get important related attributes such as penetration, physical damage, Igno defense, and movement speed. In the following, you can see my recommendation for all 4 equipment memories. Now I'm going to show you my PML1 and 2 runs. I was using full buffs including Penetration Food, Meal B, and Small Alloy. Currently I am at core level 4 and that's why I can control my Scorching Realm. For that reason, I should use Sunlight Ritual and Solar Flame Shower before my solar power stacks reaches 100. After that, use your kick to kill the boss as soon as possible. For the second floor, I tried to get the perfect timing for Scorching Realm for the Rook to kill it as soon as possible. I also used the Fire element for this floor. You might use Ghost element if your equipment set attack related is, instead of Fire element related like mine. In the following, you can see the list of pro and contra of using Sunlight for PVE. That's it, that was my PVE build of Sunlight. In my opinion, this class is definitely worth it to try and can compete with some of PVE classes. The only thing I don't like is that you need max con level to control your Scorching Realm, from which you also have side effect after using it. I hope you enjoyed watching this video. Feel free to ask and give comments. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more videos. See you soon, your FLyTuT.